Welcome back to my podcast series, The Best Thing to Design is You. This episode is called Bandaids. Have you ever felt so confused that you just didn't know which way to turn? So overwhelmed and stressed that you felt frozen, not knowing what to do first. Doubting that you have any resilience. I certainly have. So what do you do when you get there? You feel like you've kind of hit rock bottom. Do you drink, do drugs, sleep all day, eat the wrong foods, exercise? What do you do? The truth is, most of us probably try a little bit of all of that, or some of those things. We reach for the low-hanging fruit, the easy to do. We can't beat ourselves up too much about it because it's there. In our world today, there's lots of quick fixes available, but the issue is they simply don't fix the problem. They're Band-Aids, designed to be there for a period of time and then removed. That's what a Band-Aid is for. Sometimes that seems like the hardest part though, taking it off. It hurts. The challenge is actually pulling off that Band-Aid and dealing with the situation. And we all know this. If you do it quicker, it's easier. But with emotional stuff, maybe it doesn't have to be that dramatic. It still needs to be done though. The incredible thing is once you start, you start. Once you've removed the Band-Aid, you've taken the first step. You can see the wound or the scar and face the fact that it's there. You might even get to a stage like Princess Beatrice and share that scar with the world. Do you remember her wedding dress that exposed the scar down her back from the scoliosis that she suffered as a child? She had a major operation as a kid. She didn't hide it. She shared it with dignity. And she even said, I think you can change the way beauty is, and you can show people your scars. That's pretty profound, and I thought it was actually incredibly courageous. The same thing applies to emotional wounds. And the truth is, it takes courage to pull yourself up, to stare your scar in the face and look for answers. It takes diligence to try different things, to fail, and try other things until you get the right cocktail of solutions that make sense for you, the things that work. And you might even be more capable of this than you think. I have a little mental exercise for you. Can you think back to a particular time or event when you achieved something? Perhaps you did it privately or publicly, and perhaps it was more than you or others thought was even possible. Remember that thing that shocked your parents? You may have won a race, maybe you made a presentation, or maybe you just talked to someone that you never thought you could even approach. Maybe you took a flight despite having a fear of planes. It need not be a monumental thing to anybody else, but it probably was to you. Take a minute and just think about what was that thing for you. There might even be several, but just stick to one for now. You might even want to pause this recording to think about that. If there is more than one that sprung to mind, cool. Were there similarities? Something in your character that keeps coming through? So whether there's one thing or multiple things that just instantly popped into your mind, what I would like you to do is to make this memory front and center. Get it out of your subconscious memory, bring it to the forefront, and think about it. Remember it fully, and draw on that strength now. And then you build on it. It's a little like lifting weights. Ironically, the first set is somehow harder than the second. That seems weird to me. You would think you'd go in with energy and that first one would be the easiest and they'd get harder and harder. But it kind of seems by the second one that your body is warm and ready to go. And then by the third, when you should be fatigued, you somehow find that extra energy to push on. I think you've accepted that it's going to be hard and it's going to take some work, and you push yourself. With growth, as you go through this process of pulling off the Band-Aid, it's like you've admitted to yourself that you just have to do this. If you can get to that stage, you have more resilience than you even realize you have. You're stronger than you thought. And then answers begin to appear. Slowly at first, and then they build momentum. It's a bit like lifting those weights, right? You actually start to build momentum, and then more, and then more. It's a fascinating process. In time, you start to look back and wonder, was I really that bad? Wow, how did I do this? That is when you know you're on the right track. When you face it, you fight the battle, and you can look back in wonder at how you did it. It's very important to pull off the Band-Aid and make a start. Thank you very much for listening. If you want more information, go to debrapascoe.com.